All right, confession time. How many times have you started a new exercise routine, but you can't stick with it? Okay, fitness expert Jason Mealand and sports medicine insider Dr. Derek Papp explain why this happens and how to set the right goals.
What are goals that you see that are actually achievable? You know, do you think that I'm going to work out more this year, is that a good enough goal, or do you need to be more specific?
Yeah, very much, right? The more specific you are, the higher chance you're going to achieve it. So for my client that I was talking about, she wanted to lose 25 pounds, right? That is a very specific goal, but to make it even more specific, we had a deadline. So we put a deadline attached to it. For her deadline, it was 6 months. Now, will you lose 25 pounds in 6 months? Yeah, you're gonna probably lose it a lot faster, especially if you're following the processes. But the key here is to be very specific, because if you're not specific, how do you know if you've reached it? And I think the key here is, when you're setting your goals, like I just mentioned, is to have the habit-based goals that you need to implement to be able to fulfill your outcome.
Do you help people with creating the goal? Like if somebody, let's say I came to you and I say, hey, I want to lose 25 pounds in the month of March. Would you tell me no? Would you say, hey, why don't you reassess? Or?
I think that obviously if somebody's like, hey, I want to lose 200 pounds in 3 months, we're going to reassess that, and we're going to help break that up into much more realistic time frames and into milestones. But yeah, it's important. You know, if you can't come up with your own goal, if it's very general, obviously you're the only one that can do it, but to seek help, I mean, an advisor, a coach, a trainer can always help you break down your milestones and help you basically come up with a plan.
Okay, now remember, if you have a question for Jason or myself, please call in using the toll-free number 855-796-4475. A popular goal that people have is to lose weight, and we're talking about that. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has a helpful tool online that can actually help you create an action plan. Let's take a look.
There is a new way to reach your weight goal, courtesy of USDA and the National Institutes of Health. The Body Weight Planner lets you enter your age, weight, height, physical activity level, gender, and weight goal.
If you're trying to lose weight within a certain amount of time or trying to gain weight in a certain amount of time, you can really set those parameters and have the Body Weight Planner tell you how you need to change your eating or your physical activity level to meet that goal.
Holland says the Body Weight Planner helps people tailor a specific plan to reach their weight goal.
The nice thing about the Body Weight Planner is that it empowers them to set the time frame in which they're trying to reach their goal and get a personalized plan.
And you can track your progress by signing up for the My Coach Center,
where you can choose to have messages sent to you via email that let you know how you're doing in comparison to your goals.
The Body Weight Planner is part of USDA's online Super Tracker health and fitness tool. Go to supertracker.usda.gov/BWP to get started.
Jason, do you think that tools like this are helpful for people?
Definitely helpful. Yeah, the more accountability. This is an accountability tool, right? In my opinion. So the more accountability you can have, and the more you can leverage technology that we have, the better.
Okay. Well, that gives you some way to track your weight loss. And one of the other things you were talking about is actually keeping a journal. Are there other things that you can use?
Yeah, a journal is key for nutrition, I really believe. And they have the biggest one out there right now is, I think, MyFitnessPal.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to keep yourself accountable and to know what you're eating. And you know, relating this back to the same client I'm talking about, I had her tracking her nutrition.
Sure.
And so literally just by tracking her nutrition for 21 days, we were able to pinpoint what was causing her to plateau.
And what was it? Was it something simple?
It was under eating.
Really?
It was, and this is a common thing when we want to lose weight. We're typically gonna, a lot of people cut calories, and under eating is absolutely, it is drastic. It can cause your metabolism to slow down.
Sure.
And actually cause your body fat to increase.
That's interesting. I mean, one of the things we are talking about is nutrition, right? I think you brought examples for the audience on what fat and muscle do, or what they are consist of.
In a very simple way, you want to have more of this and less of this. So this is 1 pound and 1 pound, and you could see the difference, right? 1 pound, if you could add 1 pound of lean muscle to your body, it'll burn an additional 50 calories a day at rest. So over time, adding more and more lean muscle to your body is going to continue to basically raise your metabolism and lower your fat. So the key here when you're working out and exercising, when you're planning your nutrition plan, it's not around cutting your calories that much. It's around eating right. You want to fuel your body for performance and for how you want your body to look and feel.
So on that note, is it a good idea for people to actually get on the scale every week? Should you do that weekly or bi-weekly, or does it matter?
I personally don't think that you should get on the scale weekly, and here is why. Because we just mentioned that you set your outcome goal, the 25-pound weight loss. But the important thing is to now focus on tracking your habits, the processes. So getting on the scale weekly could be a demotivator. What happens if one week you plateau? All of a sudden it's going to be a hit to your head, right? And we talked about being self-conscious and the negative self-talk, right? And that's not a great way to help build the habit of being more positive in our own self-talk. So I get why we hop on the scale. We want to see progress, and it fuels us if we do see the progress. But the times where it doesn't, and that's why I'm a big believer in, if you want to weigh yourself, try to do it at least every 2 weeks. And so you can at least see if you can measure if your nutrition plan or if your exercise plan is taking you in that direction.
Okay. Well, Jason, do you see a lot of people burn out when they're trying to achieve their goals? And how do you avoid that if you're actually trying to achieve a goal?
So the biggest way, and I picked up a philosophy a long time ago, a couple years back, and it was actually something that was picked up from Walt Disney, which is the 1% better philosophy. And when you're first starting any kind of fitness routine or nutrition routine, a lot of people want to go hard. They want to start strong. And I get it, but the key here is to take it 1% at a time so you do not burn out. Meaning, when you first start your exercise routine, try to do 1 to 2 sets of things. You know, when you're trying to eat healthy, maybe just try to change one meal or try to take out one vice, like a Coca-Cola or a donut, you know, and every day, if you can add just 1%, that's going to help avoid burnout, and it's going to help lead you to success. Because at the end of each year, if you become 1% better, you are now 365% better, which is a massive change to your body.
I think that's fantastic. We do have some tips to how to get out of ruts when it comes to reaching your goals. One of those is to actually shake things up, and once you do that, you can increase your intensity, right?
You can increase your intensity 1% at a time.
That's great. And then you can set a new goal, right?
Absolutely. So the idea is once you reach a milestone on that 25-pound or whatever your outcome goal is, you reach a milestone, it's time to now step it up and see if we can set a new goal, reach higher, because you are capable of it.
And we've got lots of exercise tips for you on our social media. In fact, we do a weekly Fitness Friday on Instagram. You don't want to miss it, so be sure to follow us at AllHealthTV.